I'd like to call this meeting of the Board of Public Safety into order. This is December 17, 2024 regular meeting. And first I need to read the conflict of interest statement. If any board member has any personal or financial conflict with any issues or individuals on the agenda, then please be sure to recuse yourself during those portions of the meeting. And I need to certify the executive session. We just had an executive session for the sole purpose of receiving information about a current employee. No other topics were discussed and no final board actions were taken. And on the consent agenda for the evening's meeting are the approval of the minutes for the November 19, 2024 regular session, the approval of payroll for the periods of November 23rd, December to December 6th, and November 25 to December 8, 24, and approval of claims for the period of December 6, 24. Does any member of the board wish to have any one or more of these items removed from the consent agenda to be discussed separately? Hearing none, does any member of the board have any objections to any of the items on the consent agenda? No? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve. Second.
Any discussion? No discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No. That motion carries. Now we go to Police Department business, promotion of Garrett Mitchell, effective December 16, 2024, to position of Sergeant with Police Department. Do you want to talk about that more? Or?
Something else? No, I think we covered everything in executive session.
Any discussion about the promotion? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the promotion to Sergeant?
I so move.
Second.
Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No, none, so that motion carries. So congratulations. Thank you. Now we're ready for Police Department business.
Wait for it.
Okay.
Our remote didn't work.
Yeah.
There we go.
You're welcome.
And here's your statistics for the month, sorry. Remain on par from last year with calls for service. A little bit up, but that, as we talked about, that fluctuates month to month, of course. Our comparisons, again, year to year and month to month. This is the year. Remember, the 22 and 23 is for the entire year. The 24 is just still adding for us. You'll see some percentage changes, big numbers to small numbers, etc. Nothing really glaring, jumping out as far as huge increases. Traffic stops continue along the same pattern, which is responsible, like we've talked before, for some of the decreases in certain categories of crime, which was the intent, and it's having its desired effect. And this is being one of them. Calls involving weapons have decreased greatly over the last couple of years, particularly from last year. Adult arrests remain consistent, up this year a little bit, up this month a little bit. If you see in October and September, really didn't have that big a variance. Same thing with juveniles. You had 2 more from last year, the same month. This is not the end of the hate crime reporting period. Again, reminder that'll come to you in January, because the October to December is the reporting period, and we'll generate those statistics in January. Nuisance calls for service continue to track as they generally do with the percentages. Training hours, we had 2 new officers go through the probationary officer training course. 13 officers completed the state mandated 4.5-hour online course. 3 officers attended training in recantation and sexual abuse investigations. All officers completed our 2-hour state mandated emergency vehicle operations training. And you see the specialty units, CERT, CDU, and K9, each representing their number of officers and hours this month. Community engagement, there were 10 events this month for 12.6 hours. You can see what some of these are listed on your screens. The ones we've had prior, and then we've got some upcoming, which includes a Girl Scout troop visiting headquarters, an Adventist Christian school for a presentation about being a police officer, and of course the Forever Friends with the Humane Association. Police social workers had 117 referrals this month, 371 contacts. As you can see, some of the highlights: assisting clients in the Centerstone efforts, completing the intake, some obtaining medications. We had others transitioning to different nursing homes. The outreach specialist completed newly coordinated entry statements for housing and distributed cold weather items, interacting with those individuals they found outside during the weather. General business, I don't know that we have any this week.
No.
Don't think you'll have any big purchases this month either. And then personnel.
You want me to speak to that, Chief?
Yeah.
I'm back in here.
Huh?
I said I'm back in here. Currently have 90 out of the authorized 105, but I would like to note that we recently began a hiring process, and we are actually, Captain Williams and I and a couple of sergeants are in interviews right now with candidates, and we sent 35 invitations for interviews this week, which is more than what we've sent in
Long time.
quite some time. So we are 2 days in. We have 7 interviews per day for all 5 days this week. So we got a long week of interviews. But we've certainly had some good ones, and I believe there are somewhere in the vicinity, I believe there are 6 that are already certified officers that are looking to transfer to our agency. So hopefully expect a good turnout from this hiring process.
We had no ARV deployments this month. And fire department.
Okay. Looking at our year-to-date operational incident types, what we've had, we're looking at, let's see, 567 for the month of December, and fire is not the highest one, but you can see that rescue and EMS are the historically the highest incident type we have. When we scroll down to IU and false alarms on campus, those, again, are our most popular call on campus. So burnt popcorn is the bane of our existence. So look at that. Personally as well, I'll say. Thank you there, Deputy. Heat map for all our calls in November, so you can see that we're pretty well spread out. When you get the red dots or the that's when we've been there more than once, right? So. And then first arriving on fire-related calls, we're getting there within the 240 seconds, 64, a little over 64% of the time. Yeah. Our prevention and public engagement statistics so far. So we've certainly gotten more adults educated this year than we have last year, and same with kids, more this year than last year. And going back, I say inspection goals. Like I said, they have reached they topped their goal for what we're reporting for months. So we'll have to change that goal for next year. So for training for November, while we were below the green line, our threshold was what we'd like to see. We did have several notable trainings. Like I said, Engineer Swaim, she went to Ohio, and then we had confined space, rescue, ops, operations, and tech for Sergeant Richards in Greenwood. Captain Hinkle is our training captain, went to a water thief class in Monroe Fire. Water thief is like an device that we can hook a 5-inch up to it, a hose, a supply line, and then you can have multiple supply lines coming off of it. So a big supply branching off into several of them. So it's a pressure game too, because it has like a switch, or not a switch, but it's actually
Managing water resources.
yeah, that's right. Give him the fancy words, right? Managing water resources with the
That befuddled me when I read that. Thank
yeah, no, that's just, and then our recruit class of 4 started in November. They are in EMT class right now. when they will do their skills testing this Saturday, and then back in the classroom on Monday. So with that, I will say we will have a 5th recruit starting January 6th, and then we are going to be fully staffed for 2 days. While we had one, we had a resignation that we were not anticipating. The retire one we knew was coming in January sometime, so we thought we'll bring that 5th one on, we're all good, but we'll still. Hey, all but one short is very, very good and a better place than we've been in many years, so. Our MIH, or Mobile Integrated Health, their wins for the month. You can see they've taken a QPR class. It is a mental health class awareness. If you're looking to question someone or be alert to signs of suicide in a patient or the interaction with someone. They provided 2 CPR classes for community members. They made warm packs with the health department and the IU's Positive Link. So these are all of our responding rigs have some, but they have also been distributed to several unhoused encampments as well.
Like blankets and socks.
Hats, socks, hand warmers, information on where to get some additional resources. So it's a whole packet, really. So, and then they got a patient who was living in an encampment that got them the medical care because they had a severe infection, and now they are in an ECF, or extended care facility. So we can see that we had 5 people graduated from the program, and the average visit is still 9.3. I think that's what that is, or 9.5. So they said they've been very busy, and our 2 new members have been. They're still the secondary. They're not having their own patients yet, but we always send them out in teams of 2. So they've been the secondary, and they've got all their basic certs, and still work to be done. So.
As far as any recent or upcoming significant expenditures, we are securing a transport van for recruits. We're going to do a joint academy for the first time with the county. We're pretty excited about, so we can pool our resources, have more instructors, more experience, and there's a need for a way to transport everybody. So we'll have that. A good chunk of our turnout gear was due for replacement. It has a shelf life, and that's always expensive to swap it out. So that's a purchase you'll see. And then the last one is an air compressor for us to fill up our bottles to take into fires with us. That's about it for anything recent. I don't think we have any other business. Unless there's any questions.
Any discussion on police or fire? Any old business? I wonder what happened with the merit board.
Hey,
fire.
Barbara, we do have one bit of old business
Oh.
I'd like to talk about very briefly. And that is that on the 11th, the Bloomington Police Department did conduct their voting for whether or not to reject the merit system. As we had instructed through the adoption of our rules for how that meeting was supposed to be conducted. It took place on the 11th, and the police department rather resoundingly rejected the merit system. So there will not be a merit system for the police department. We do have one that's going to be established January 1st for the fire department. And we will have to do some things to help get that set up. I'm not sure how much the board gets involved, but I believe we have a few things that need to be done just to oversee how that commission or council gets started.
Thank you.
But just wanted to say that. Happy to answer any questions if anybody has any.
Any questions or concerns?
We like you guys.
We're pretty easy. Any new business?
I think this may fall under new business. Yeah, I hope the concern I have is just barbershop rumors or on campus, and it's mainly for our police officers. But I understand in this whole, and I suspect it's always been around the university, questions of parties and too much alcohol and that sort of thing. But I understand we may be living in a new world where there are pop-up events that are occurring in houses or maybe at a clubhouse and it's not just students at IU or people here in the community, but increasingly folks are coming from Indianapolis or Terre Haute. And I get, maybe I'm just overly concerned, but I didn't see it in the statistics, except maybe traffic stops are up. But is that a reality? And is it something that we should, I'm sure you must coordinate with the IU campus police and that sort of thing, but.
Well, I mean, we I'm not sure what you mean by pop-up events.
Well,
I mean,
it's social media where people.
we have those usually around Little 500, and we've seen them periodically at other places. And
Okay. I've been told that this fall, and one of the concerns I heard was there's no way alcohol intake or perhaps drug use is monitored. And I may just be borrowing trouble.
It's not a new phenomenon. It's been going on for decades in one
Okay.
form, fashion or another. Just the social media kind of puts a new twist on it, but we've seen this for as long as our careers have been.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't say that it's a huge problem. I mean, it happens periodically, but it's not.
I ask it in relation to some other dynamics, and we can talk about it another time, another place. But I just wanted to air that openly.
Thank you. I was downtown early Saturday afternoon, and I saw a lot of kids dressed up for the Wizard of Oz play, and a lot of college students wearing Santa bar crawl t-shirts, and I wondered if there was any conflicts from those things happening at the same time. It was just entertaining to me.
Was it morning stuff or was it?
It was like 1:30 in the afternoon. The play started at 2, I think. I don't know. And but just a lot of IU students wearing those t-shirts. And,
Yeah, I mean, we see that stuff periodically, but we're not, I don't think we're experiencing major problems from
I
it.
kind of, I'm sort
Yeah.
of joking, yeah. It was just an interesting combination. Do we have any new business? Any petitions or communication from the public? Meeting adjourned, I guess.